Hey, welcome everybody to the Daily Mastermind. I am Paul Baxter with Mortgage Mastermind Group. And guys, we are going to be talking, guys and girls, excuse me, we are going to be talking today about firing at the target. As you know, yesterday's session, we masterminded quite a bit about how to find the right targets, how to get the right people, the real estate agents or the referral partners that are doing a majority or doing business above average. You know, they say the average real estate, which means there's a whole lot of people, you know, average is that middle group. There's a lot of people underneath the average that aren't doing that average 6 transactions a year, that are far below that. And you want to make sure that you're not wasting your business time, which is absolutely valuable to you. You're not wasting that business time on somebody who may not be able to actually do that business with you. Okay, so make sure you're focused in that direction on who to target. So now we've discussed who to target. We really need to figure out exactly how to target them. We need to know or what to say, you know, what kind of ammunition do we have? How do we fire at them and hit the bullseye each and every time? So the first thing that you've got to do when you think about going after your targets or firing at your targets, you need to know what it is you're trying to do. You need to set a goal. So what I want us to do is set a goal for how many loans a month do you want to do, because that's really what it boils down to with referral partners, right? Is that you'd like to be doing closed business with them. You'd like to be exchanging referrals and leads together and getting to the closing table together and treating them to a beer afterwards for happy hour. That's what it's about. So what is your goal? Is it 5? Is it 10? Is it 20? Is it 50? You know, there are some of you on the call that are you know, have built a team and have big businesses around you, and you're looking to get to that next level in your business. Whatever that goal is, make it realistic for where you're at with your business right now today, and make it a goal that is absolutely attainable if you do certain things over the next 90 days. I like to do 90-day goals because those are goals that I can really focus on, and I can really break down and figure out or put together a specific implementation plan for making that happen. The best way to come up with your goal is to find out why is that your goal. Is it just because you want a whole lot of extra money in your pocket? That to me is not a strong enough why. It's just extra money. That, you know, that, okay, you've got a goal to have extra money in your pocket. How strong is that? How dedicated to that goal are you based on that? And you're going to think about that why and focus on that why. You absolutely have to be focused on that, because that's the thing that's going to motivate you day after day to accomplish the goals to get there. You know, is it, you know, you want a new bass fishing boat? That's a fantastic why, if you ask me. Is it you want more vacation time with your family? Again, another fantastic why. Is it because you want your wife to be able to go ahead and finally not have to go to work anymore? Is it because you want to buy a new truck for yourself? Whatever your why is, you have to have a why to be able to accomplish your goals. You have to know what that why is to be able to make it through those next steps, because quite frankly, accomplishing goals and developing goals is it's what gets you to that next level. Without them, we're just winging it. We're flying willy-nilly by the seat of our pants. Okay? So the way that I always figure it out is I find my goal. I know exactly where I want to be in my business in that 90 days, and then I reverse engineer what it's going to take to achieve that. You break it, you reverse engineer it. Just kind of figure it out. You break it down backwards from knowing what your goal is to what you have to do to achieve that goal. All right, so here's a sample for you, and it's a pretty simple sample to go through, guys. The goal is 10 loans a month consistently in 90 days. And guys and girls, I want to make sure that this is very clear. When you're doing something like this, when you're thinking about creating a referral partner marketing strategy, you're putting the whole thing together. You found your targets, and now you're talking about how you're going to fire at those targets. You have to think of your goals and what you're trying to accomplish in terms of consistency. You don't just want to hit the number 10 one month. Woohoo, you got to 10, and then the next month you're back doing your 4 or your 5 or your 6 or whatever the case may be. Your goal is only achieved if you do it consistently. Okay? It is all about consistency. It's all about consistency and staying consistent. The goal, again, 10 on my sample, 10 loans a month consistently in 90 days. That's what I want to achieve. Right now, I'm currently doing 5 loans a month consistently, just kind of putting that out there as the starting number so that you guys have a formula to create your firing mechanism, so to speak. I want you to have a formula here. So currently I'm doing 5, let's say I'm doing 5 loans a month, and my realistic goal to be at in 90 days is 10 loans a month. I know full well that I can get to 10 loans a month in the next 90 days if I work through my implementation plan. So currently I'm at 5 loans a month, and right now I've got 12 referral partners that I'm doing those 5 loans a month from. That means that half of my referral partners are, or a little more than half of my referral partners are what are considered to be average according to the National Association of Realtors. And then I've got some other referral partners, people I consider a referral partner to be less than average real estate agents according to the National Association of Realtors. Because if they were all average, I would be doing 6 loans a month, obviously, right? Because the average, they say the average loan officer does 6 transactions a year. That's 1 every other month. And so that's where I would be at based on the statistical numbers, and you have to think of it that way. Okay, so I'm doing 5 loans a month with 12 referral partners. So my goal is 10 loans a month, which means I'm looking to double my business, and to double my loans per month, that means I need to double the number of referral partners that I currently have. So, well, we reverse engineer this on the sample. So for me to get 12 new referral partners in 90 days, I'll need 4 new partners every 30 days. So 12 in 90 days breaks me down to, if I reverse that out, that takes me down to 4 new referral partners every 30 days. That's 4 a month, right? That means that I need 1 new referral partner every single week if I reverse that out. I'm breaking it down backwards to know exactly what I need to do, or what I will do to accomplish my goal and get to my why. To get 1 new referral partner, I need to meet with 5 targets every week. I need to meet 5 targets every week to get that 1 new referral partner. And to meet with 5 targets, I know that for me, I need to make 50 calls. To make my 50 calls, I know that I need 2 hours of pure focused time. Pure focused time. To make sure that I get my 2 hours of pure focused time, I need to remember my why. Again, it all comes back to that why, guys. And I'll tell you some tricks of the trade, or some things that you can do to always have that in your focus. For me, I've got a picture that is right above my computer that I look up, and my why is on that picture. In that picture is myself, my wife, and my son. And that is 100% my why, and it is right above my computer. So if I go to look at my computer screen like I'm doing right now, I'm actually staring at that picture. That picture is always there, and I always see my why right there. That's my why. Some people will take a Post-it note. I've heard of this before, you know, a picture of the brand new boat that you want and tape it right there. A Post-it note that says, you know, take your wife, your wife, you've been married for 20 years and your wife has always told you she wants to go to Maui. So put a Post-it note on your computer that says, take my wife to Maui. You always wanted to have that BMW 3M. You've always wanted that 3M. You really got to have it. Post a picture of that BMW 3M right there by your computer, and that will help you remember your why. And again, that's why having or knowing what your why is so important, because if you can think of that when it comes time to do those difficult tasks, like picking up and making 50 dials just to get only 5 appointments, that's hard. I'm not going to, you know, is there anybody on the call that can look me in the eye and tell, I know we're on a computer, but can you look me in the eye and tell me that sitting down for 2 hours and making 50 calls, knowing full well you're only going to get 5 appointments out of it? Can you tell me that that's not hard? It is. It absolutely is. I've heard it described, the phone described as the 1,000-pound gorilla sitting over there on the side with the hook in it. Tape it to your head, whatever you've got to do, but I believe wholeheartedly that if you can focus on your why when it comes time for that 2-hour focus time, that it makes that phone weigh so much less. Because you know what the end result is. You know that if you made those 50 calls that you're going to get those 5 appointments. And if you got those 5 appointments, you're going to get a new partner out of it. And if you get a new partner out of it, that's one more getting you closer to that goal of 90 that you've got for 90 days. And that's one more step closer to getting your wife to Maui. That's one more step for taking that European vacation that you've wanted to. That's one more step for making sure you can buy your son a car when he turns 16. I mean, that's the kind of things that your why is about. That's what it's about. And if you can focus on that, that phone does not weigh quite as much. And it makes it so that you do, come hell or high water, you make that 2-hour time. You know, I hear it all the time. Time blocking is a huge thing, and absolutely organizing your day and being able to schedule your day according to specific time blocks to be able to accomplish your goals is the absolute key to success in the mortgage business. It's what forces us, or allows us, I should say, to, instead of being reactive on our business, it allows us to start being proactive on our business when we can truly work from a time block and stick to it. But it's hard. It's not easy. I'm not asking you to change all of the things you're doing, but for this kind of machine, for this sample, I'm going to tell you right now, if you can focus on that why, you can get 2 hours of calling time done. And in that 2 hours, if you're purely focused, everything else is shut down, you'll get 50 calls made and you will get 5 appointments. I promise you that. So now we've reverse engineered the whole thing. We took the whole thing, broke it all the way down to its lowest denominator. We know exactly how many loans a month we want to do. We know what that's going to take. We got to get this many people. To get that many people, you got to meet with this many people. To meet with this many people, you got to make this many calls. So now now that you've reversed engineered it, you've got all the parts. What you've got is you've got a machine laying in parts around your feet. You're in the workshop, you've got the tool in your hand, and you've got pieces to a machine laying around you. They're parts. Now you need to put those parts back together and build your actual machine. So what you do is you just put the machine back together the way you broke it down. So when I give myself those 2 hours of focus time, that's the first part of the machine, that's the that's the frame, that's the part that holds this whole thing from rattling apart as we go through it. That's the, I don't even know, the block, so to speak, if you're a motor guy. That's the block that's holding it together, is that 2 hours of focus time. That's on top of my machine. And right there, the cog that fits in that 2 hours is that 50 calls. Boom. That's the first cog I'm putting together. Boom. Tightening that down with my tool in my hand. Now I'm building a machine. I've got my 2 hour time block scheduled, set up. I know that I don't know, I'm going to throw it out there, Mondays between 2 and 4 o'clock every single week, no matter what. I don't care what's going on. There can be a fire burning down the house. I'm making those 50 calls in that 2 hours because I know what that means for my why. That's done. That's set aside. You got those 50 calls. Now you make those 50 calls. Guess what happens? You're going to put the next cog in, and you're going to start setting up your meetings. Maybe you go on Tuesdays, you do one at 11 in the morning, you do another one at 2 in the afternoon, and then on Wednesdays you do a 9 a.m., 11 a.m., and a 2, and there's your meetings. It's only 2 days of your time, but you're getting those face-to-face opportunities with people who are your targets because your piece of your machine, your 2-hour window was in place. That turned the cog of the 50 phone calls, and what that did is that turned that next gear down of your machine. You're going to get your 5 face-to-faces with your targets. You're meeting with your targets. Now when you're meeting with your targets, the next part of that machine is one of those meetings. You know it turned a cog, and you know that you developed a relationship with one of those people. You developed a relationship with one of those people that you met with. That got you closer to your goal. And when you achieve your goal, you get to your why. So do you see how reverse engineering, and that goes for any marketing strategy that you do, is if you reverse engineer it, if you break it down, if you set that goal you set an achievable goal for a period of time, and then reverse engineer it. You whittle it backwards. You go the opposite direction. You know exactly what you've got to do. You've got to do a certain number of this to get a certain number of that to get a certain number of this, and that's going to get you to your goal. And I'm not going to stand up here fist. I've heard others out there in this industry tell you, you have to make this many calls per day and you have to make this many and this. They never talk about, well, what do I say? How do I approach them? Any of those things. So let's talk about those things. How do you approach them? What do you say? Well, it's pretty simple. And I know that I know for the most part, there is only a couple of people on this call that I do not know personally. If I don't know you personally, I would love the opportunity to get to know you personally. One of the things that's available with the membership is access to us through the private groups, and I'll show you where that is. If you haven't been there yet, you want to make sure you get access to the private groups. We can communicate. There will be times that I tell you pick up the phone and call me if I feel like we need to have a call, but I'd love to get to know you on a personal level so I can say the same about you. But most of you on this call have tools available. I know a lot of you are using that agent marketing system. I know a lot of you are using that Agent Mastermind class to introduce yourself. You've got tools available to you for these introductions to make these calls easier, to warm them up so that they're not such cold calls. Okay? But even if it's a cold call, having the right script and saying the right things that differentiate you from the beginning can be the difference. That's why I say 50 calls. I know I can get 5 appointments out of 50 calls, no matter if it's cold, warm, hot. It doesn't make any difference in the world. I know that I can make that happen if I say the right things. If I approach them in a way that is about them and it's not about me, and it's different. It's unique to what they're used to hearing. So a nice easy script is, hey there, Fred Agent, this is Paul Baxter over at Legacy Mortgage Group. I'm calling today because I've heard that you are serious about building your real estate business. I would love to treat you to a cup of coffee and explore how I may be able to help you to build your business. It's only going to take me about 20 or 30 minutes of your time. And I shouldn't have said only going to take me about, I'm only asking for about 20 or 30 minutes of your time. Is Thursday at 3 or Friday at 2 better for you? Is Wednesday at 1 or Friday? It doesn't matter what the dates or times are. But that's a nice, easy script. But I differentiated myself. I first started by complimenting them and saying that I've heard that you're serious about building your real estate business. Now, who in their right mind as a real estate agent is going to deny that they're serious about growing their real estate business, right? Especially if we're targeting the right people, the people that are above average, the people that are doing things to grow their business currently, they would like to think that they're serious about growing their real estate business, don't you think? Yeah, I think so too. And so it's a nice, easy way to compliment them and also let them know that hey, they're doing things to grow their business. I would love to treat you to a cup of coffee and explore how I may be able to help you build your business. Oh, real loan officers never talk about how I may be able to help you build your business. They always come out with something like, I'd love to treat you to a cup of coffee to explore how I may be able to partner with you and help you get to the closing table faster. That's a normal one. But what if I said, I just wanted to treat you to a cup of coffee to see if I may be able to help you build your business? I didn't say anything about closing table, loans. I didn't say anything about more soul. I said, let me help you grow your business. That's it. I didn't have to talk about the loan parts, right? I'm only asking for 20 to 30 minutes of your time. Is Thursday at 2, Thursday at 3, or Friday at 2 better for you? I can swing by your office and sit down with you for a couple of minutes. I'll even bring the coffee to you. Ha 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 ha. And you guys know I've told my story about why I prefer to go to their office. It gives you a little bit more of a captive audience, and it's a less opportunity for you to have a no-show situation or feel as if you need to call to confirm an appointment and then give them an opportunity to wiggle out of said appointment. What will happen sometimes, you call them up the day before and you say, hey, I'm just calling to confirm we're going to meet up at the Starbucks on 5th Street for coffee tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Oh, Paul, I was just getting ready to call you, man. Something came up. I got to take care of it. I'm not able to meet you for coffee tomorrow at 3 at the Starbucks. I'm sorry. Give me a call next week and we'll set something else up again, right? Anybody ever heard that? Anybody ever heard hey, oh, Paul, thanks for calling to confirm. Man, I was just getting ready to call you. I'm not going to be able to make it there. Not going to be able to make it there. Well, if you're going to there and no, if you're a stacker, Peggy, you probably don't want to use this strategy. You can't do it at their office if you're doing the stacking stuff. And we'll talk about some stacking stuff that I don't have it on the PowerPoint, but that brings up a very good point, and we'll talk on that in just a second here. But if you get that face-to-face, that one-on-one, and you get them at their office, here's what you get to do. Don't call the day before to confirm. Don't call 2 hours or in the morning to confirm your 3 o'clock in the afternoon appointment. What you do is you wait till about 45 minutes, inside of an hour before the appointment. You call them on the phone and you say, hey, Jeff, Paul Baxter here. I am pulling into the Starbucks to grab our coffees now and headed over to your office. Be there shortly. Listen, I was calling to find out, do you want regular or decaf? Do you want one of those cappuccino latte type deals? What's your drink over at Starbucks? Regular, decaf, what do you like? You want cold or hot? How do you want it? Great. Be there shortly. They don't have enough time. With being inside of the hour, because we're all human beings, we get that. Nobody wants anybody to be upset with us for any reason. We're human beings, and if you get somebody that that is just not a cool person, that's a good indication that you don't want to work with them anyway. That they'll let on to that during the call. You won't even get as far as the appointment with those kind of people. The people you get the appointment with, trust me on this, within inside of an hour, there's not enough time for that wiggle room for them to be able to say, oh, I was just getting ready to call you, because the just getting ready to call you and tell you something came up inside of an hour, now it's rude. Now they're a rude person, and nobody wants to appear that way. It's just who we are as human beings. So if it's inside of an hour, there's not enough room without them appearing to be rude for them to be able to access or wiggle out of the appointment, and you're on your way. Gee, oh, Okay, fantastic. Great, great, Paul. Looking forward to seeing you. I'll take a cafe mocha with an extra shot. Perfect. Be there shortly. And Jeff's asking when they do call up and if you do call and confirm an appointment and you have to do it the day before or a couple hours before and you get the old wiggle wiggle, ooh, something came up. I'm not able to meet with you today. Give me a call next week and we'll set something up. Listen, I understand when things come up. I can certainly appreciate that. One of the things that I'm hoping that we'll have an opportunity to talk about when we meet is operating a business where when things come up, somebody else is doing them for you. I'd love a chance to get back together with you sometime next week. Listen, I've got Tuesday available, but I typically set, because of the new way I'm approaching agents, I've got a lot of appointments and coffees set up for next week. If Tuesday's not going to work for you, just give me a call and let me know what will. But Tuesday at 2 is the only thing I've got left open. Great. Let's meet at your office this time. Make life easy on you. That way, if something comes up, you're just at your office and can head out right away while we're meeting. And Jeff says, what's funny is they are in the same office as somebody else that did take you up on the appointment, and now they're working with you, and they're in their office wondering what the heck you're over there doing and what they missed out on. That's fantastic. And you know what? It's not too late to go over there and say, hey, listen, I know we missed our opportunity to get together a few weeks ago, and I hadn't been able to catch up with you since. When would be a good time for us to get together and see if this may work for your business as well? Let them wonder for a little while. Let them wonder for a little while, I think. Make them squirm for a few days or weeks. Absolutely. That's always a good time, my friend. Absolutely. All right, so make the meeting about them. Make sure that when you're meeting, when you do get that face-to-face, you've called them up using that script on the previous page, you've got the face-to-face, make sure that that meeting is about them. Make it about them. I always like to start with the Ford conversation. You're trying to do the bonding thing, and that's my first thing off the bat. And you know what? I don't even, when I'm meeting with somebody face-to-face, I don't even think about it being, oh, I got to go in and have the Ford conversation. I don't even think of that because with most of us, and this probably comes natural to most of you on this call as well, because again, we're in these careers because we're people persons. We tend to be naturals at creating and developing relationships. It's just part of who we are. And you naturally start asking first thing out of your mouth. So, hey, good to meet you. Thank you so much. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Are you married? Do you have children? You're asking automatically about them. You want to get to know that person because that's just who you are by nature, typically. But if not, make sure you don't forget to ask them about these things. You're trying to do some bonding first, because if you just jump into something like a realtor needs assessment or what's the other one you guys have been using, agent report cards or whatever they are, using something like that, you've got to kind of warm that up. You can't just jump right into it or you're going to get looked at like you're funny and people aren't going to answer your questions. First of all, you've got to warm it up a little bit. And so, you start out with just some normal conversation and it's, family. Hey, tell me a little bit about your family. You're a married person. Awesome. How did you get into the career you're in? How long have you been in the real estate business? Oh, really? That long? Fantastic. And what do you guys like to do for fun? What's a good time for the Kirkpatrick family? What do you guys do? Awesome. And what do you dream of? If you closed your eyes and you saw the perfect world in front of you, you're having the perfect dream. What's that look like for you and your business? Great. Well, listen, I would love to get to know more about you and how you run your business. Would you mind if I ask you a few questions to get to know more about your business? And if it's okay, I'm going to take some notes because it's really important to me. As I said on the phone, really want to know if there's some ways I may be able to help you grow your business, and I know that you're really serious about growing your business. So if it's okay, I'm going to take some notes too so that I can see if there's ways I can help you. Great. First question, bam, and you jump right into it. Why not? It's a good way to do it, but always warm it up. Remember, it's about them. I always like to, it's okay to talk about the tools that you have, but don't, in that first meeting, that first face-to-face, when you're just getting that first fire, you just fired that first shot at the target, don't take 30, 40 minutes, an hour and a half and show them these tools. Make sure that give yourself that reason for a second face-to-face. I see it all the time. You guys will get that appointment and you'll say, wow, I scheduled it for 15 to 30 minutes to show them the system, and 2.5 hours later we were still talking, which means to me you showed them the whole thing while you were there. They kept asking questions. You kept showing them the answers. They kept asking questions. You kept showing them the answers. Okay, that's cool, but now what's next? What happens next week and the week after that? You got nothing left to show them because you've showed them everything already. You've already given them all of the ammunition. And James is asking to show that previous slide with the Ford. So Ford is family, occupation, recreation, dreams. You want to go to a meeting and you want to drive that Ford. Family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. You like that one, right, Jeff? Family, occupation, recreation, dreams. So don't show up and give everything you've got right there in that first meeting. Hold something back. Tell them you've got some cool tools that may be able to help with that. You absolutely do, and you'll put together something and to be able to show them and get together and show them specifically what you're talking about next week. Give yourself that opportunity for that next week, that opportunity for another appointment. Ask questions. Ask all of the questions in the realtor needs assessment, but don't solve the pains one at a time. That I will tell you, that is a lesson that it took me. Boy, I spent 18 years selling in a couple of different industries, everything from cars to point-of-sale systems at restaurants. And it took me a very, very, very long time to understand that I did not need to solve their pain one at a time as they're divulging it, because what happens is they'll be talking and you're listening and you hear something that you've got a fantastic solution for, and your propensity is to give them that solution right then and there. Don't. Continue listening. Take down that note. That's why I say take notes. It's important to take notes because you don't want to solve that pain right now. You want to hold back a little bit. You've got a little ammunition for that. You've got something that can solve that pain. I wish, James. I wish. Yeah, it's only 29 years old. You can solve that pain, but don't get excited during that meeting and do it then. Take down that notes. Listen and take notes, and then tell them. So what I heard you say is that you're doing really well when you get those listing appointments and when you get those people that call you up looking for a home, but you're not doing so great in your follow-up with the amount of leads that you've been getting. So what I heard you say is that being able to do more with your past database is the most important thing about your real estate business. What will tapping into your past database ultimately do for you? And listen. And then that's when you go for the close. That's when you get that opportunity. And guys, I promise you, if you do it this way and set up your second face-to-face, the number of relationships that you develop and the loyalty that you gain by doing it is tremendous. You set up that next meeting right then and there. Hey, listen, I want to thank you for your time today. I want to respect the initial time I asked you to commit to and think about our discussion a little bit. And then next week, bring back some ideas on how I might be able to help you attain and exceed the goals you have for your business. If I'm able to help you with that, would you consider partnering with us and allowing us to help you get to the closing table faster? That's when I drop that getting into the closing table faster. When I'm going for a little bit, it's a kind of a trial close, so to speak. I'm not expecting to get any kind of, I'm not expecting a referral right here and now, but I'm setting it up. What I'm doing is I'm setting up that next meeting. I'm telling them, hey, I'm going to meet with you again. I'm going to think about the things that I wrote down because I took the time to listen and took notes. I'm going to think about that stuff a little bit, and I'm going to see and come up with some ways that I can help you attain and exceed your goals for your business. And by the way, if I'm able to help you do that, would you consider partnering with me and allowing me to help you, again, help you get to the closing table faster? It's a trial close. I'm sort of asking for the business, but I'm asking for the future business. I'm asking that if I can show you that I can help you, prove to you, or provide to you some value that helps you grow your business, would you consider partnering with me? The reality is when I meet with them next week, I'm going to tell them, how to do some appreciation marketing and tap into their past database. I'm going to show them my single property website system and tell them how they can use that to win more listings. I'm going to talk to them about maybe incorporating a FSBO or expired listing strategy that takes it outside the box a little bit, and instead of a letter in the mailbox, I'm dropping off flyers at the front door all scrolled up with a pretty bow wrapped around it. Something different. Yeah, a flower pot. Exactly. That's exactly the point I'm making. Is I'm going to tell them some of those things, but more than that, I'm going to bond a little bit more with them. Hey, good to see you again, Peggy. It's awesome to see you. So how's the kids and the grandkids? I know you had a reunion coming up last time we spoke. How's that go? How was that? And I know that because of the first conversation I asked her about her Ford. I asked her about her family, and she told that, oh, yeah, I've got, kids and a couple of grandkids, got a family reunion coming up in a week, and can't wait to see all the kids. And I'm going to ask her about that because that lets her know that I listened, and it lets her know that I care about her as a person every bit as much as I do about it as a partner, that I'm looking to bond in relationship with her. I want to be friends and partners. So that's why, say those kind of things. I wish I'd have put that on paper. That came out kind of good. All right. So what is stopping you? That's the presentation. Realistically, though, what is stopping you? And Chad made a post today. I wish you'd have put it on the fan page, but it was so good. I had to take a picture of it and read it to you guys because it fits right in with what we're talking about today. What we're talking about today is really putting together a machine that helps you grow your referral partner database. We're talking about taking targets, people who you know are doing business, people who you know are above average real estate agents, and building a machine that lets you know how many of them you need to get in touch with, how many of them you need to meet with, and if you do those things and say the right thing and ask the right questions, what that's going to do for you and your business in terms of overall outcome. And the quote is, it's not a matter of whether we can or can't accomplish a goal. It is whether we have the drive and will to accomplish it. Anything is possible if we have the drive and the will. Anything. I just found that quote quite appropriate to what we're talking about today because the reality is it's if you have a why, if you know what your why is, if you have the drive and will by focusing on your why, you can accomplish doubling from 5 to 10 loans in 90 days. It's absolutely possible. I just showed you an absolute 100% formula for doing exactly that. Now, if you're at, let's say, 0 to 3 loans a month right now, let's make your goal 6 loans a month. If you're at 3 to 5 loans a month, let's make it 7 or 10. Wherever you're at right now, this formula will work for you, I promise you, if you focus on the why, if you focus on the will and the drive. That's where I believe will and drive come from, is our why. I firmly believe that the will and the drive come from our why. And if that's the case, if will and drive come from our why, then if we focus on our why while we're going about our day to day, if we know how to get to and how to remember and have it trigger us to focus on it, on our why, then we can accomplish any of these goals. And Bill, I'm writing that number down now, my friend. All right, that is my soapbox for the day. What questions do we have, gentlemen and ladies? Ladies and gentlemen. What are the ideas we're going to bring to them next week? So, James, it's what I was talking about is the different tools that you've got. So for you, ideas that you've already got in place. I know just because I know you personally and the tools that you have available, you've got single property website tools available to them. And you can show them cool ways through some pre-recorded classes I believe you have access to on how to use that single property system to win new listings, to target for sale by owners. So if you've got an agent that, and most of their pains are going to be, I need more listings. Fantastic. I've got a way for you to win new listings. Here it is. Here's how you're going to get new listings. And show them an easy strategy to use your single property system to target for sale by owners by doing just a little bit of results and advanced type stuff where they're taking the for sale by owner and building a single property website very simply and quickly, not making it active, just building a website shell so they can go to them and say, hey, Mr. Seller, I just wanted you to know what your home looks like on the internet, so I built you a single property website. Here's what it looks like. Here's the flyer for it that comes with it, and if you go to the website, there's a full photo gallery and virtual tour. Now, I've only got the photos you put online to show you an example, but you can put as many as you like in there. It's a great way to help you expose your listing and get it sold. I'd love an opportunity. Are you working with real estate agents currently? And so on and so forth. So you've got some tools. You've got, I believe you also do Agent Mastermind. So you've got access to that class on Tuesdays that you can go to them. Hey, every Tuesday there's a class on this and this. They cover everything from database marketing to how to send out the right kind of email. You should go there and check it out. That's how I can help you, Mr. Agent. So the tools to bring them next week are just the things that you've already got access to. A unique program or a unique insight that allows you to, I know for a fact, James, that you're able to get some tougher deals done in your area than some others are able to get done. Yeah, you certainly can, James, and you know, you can point them in that direction to do so. Here's the thing is I don't even think you have to have a system to be able to show them how to do a result in advance type of thing for FSBOs, because the reality is you know, this day and age, brokers all have a system of some sort. They're all using something to get their listings on the internet. They're silly if they're not, because 97% of America or buyers are going online first to find the property that they want to live in. So they'd be ridiculous if they didn't have some sort of system in place already. You just have to be the cool guy that shows them an interesting way to use it, James. So I wouldn't even spend the money if I were you. Just be able to show them a cool way. You know, hey, whatever marketing system you got, here's how you use it. Go in and, you know, you find the FSBO and you go into your marketing system or your property system and you build a single property website for them up front, and then this is what it does. This is how you approach the seller with it. Thank you, Peggy. I appreciate that. Is the typical response I get when I ask for an appointment. There's an embarrassed pause and then a sorry, I am just so busy. Call me after I get back from vacation. Then when you call it, sorry, I'm really busy. Okay. So, Bill, what I'd like to do is I'd like to know what your scripting calling is, and then if they're just too busy, you have nothing to lose. And sometimes you have to go for something when you know there's nothing to lose. They've already given you a kind of a blow off. Now, if this is somebody that I'm targeting and I followed up with them and I use this script right here. Hold on, let me come to my script. And I said, hey, Bill, this is Paul Baxter over at Legacy Mortgage Group. I'm calling today because I've heard you are serious about building your real estate business. I'd love to treat you to coffee and explore how I may be able to help you build your business. I'm only asking for 20 or 30 minutes of your time. Is Thursday at 3 or Friday at 2 better for you? And they said to me, let me read it again. Hold on. And they said to me, sorry, I'm just so busy. Wow, that's awesome, Bill. You're too busy to talk about ways to grow your business. That is fantastic. I would love to prick your brain for 15 or 20 minutes and know what you're doing in your business that's got you so busy. Listen, realistically, I could even swing by your office for that 15 or 20 minutes. I just want to kind of shake your hand, get to know you, and find out if there's some ways and means that with some of the things I do with my marketing system that can help you grow your business more. Can I pick your brain for 15 minutes and find out what you're doing in your business that's got you so busy? Jeff, were you on Monday's call? Yes, sir. That was so Jeff's question, future class, realtor needs assessment, broken down question by question. We kind of did that on Monday. It is recorded. It is in the archive, my friend. So if you did miss it, make sure you check that one out. No, James, I did not find a recorder for that, and actually I was going to be reaching out to Alan in the next week or so. I'm hoping that not tomorrow Friday, but the following Friday, I may be able to convince him to spend a little time with us and do that. So, no, not yet. So, Alan, just so you know, the question was, did you ever find a recording for Alan Gross's Appreciation Marketing? And my answer to that was no, James, I have not yet, but not this Friday, but next Friday. I'm hoping I can reach out to him and see if we can make that happen. Just so you know, James, Alan has said be happy to. So that's what I love, you guys. That's what I love about the Mastermind group and this core group that we've brought together. Is that it's so giving. We all understand each other. We're on the same page. You guys are exchanging ideas with one another right here, right now. We're talking about ways to help each other grow our business. That's the good stuff. Thank you guys so much for being part of it. And without you, the sharing wouldn't be possible. We wouldn't be able to do, we wouldn't come up with cool scripts. We wouldn't come up with ideas on ways to build an easy machine instead of having to clog through and figure out on your own. Well, I know I need to I know I need 20 referral partners. Well, how the heck do you go about getting them? How do you target the right person? What do I say when I call them? How do I overcome the objection? Hey, I'm sure I'm real busy right now. That's awesome. I'd love to pick your brain for 15 or 20 minutes and get to know, find out what you're doing in your business that's got you so busy so that I could maybe help pass that on to some of my referral partners. Work on their vanity. Bill, you hit the nail on the head there, brother. Work on their vanity to get their appointment. That's what I always try to do, especially like that whole line about, I know I've heard that you're serious about building your mortgage business or growing growing your real estate business, or I know you're serious about growing your building your real estate business. That's a vanity line right there. You're playing on their ego because remember, we're not targeting, that guy that's doing 4 transactions a year or 12, 6 transactions a year. We're targeting that guy that's doing 12 or 15 or 20 transactions a year. And he is serious about growing his business, and that you're recognizing that, foo, foo, puff, puff. The chest comes out a little bit. The head goes up a little bit. Now you've got his attention. Absolutely. Be happy to role play with you, my friend. I am glad to do that. I helped a friend out not too terribly a few months ago. Exact same thing, Bill. He had the scripts and he knew what he should be saying, but when it came down to when an objection would come, he didn't have all the objections covered. He hadn't heard how to overcome them all and didn't feel comfortable. So, he'd accept that objection. Oh, okay, well, thanks for your time, and maybe I'll, hopefully I can call you next week and we can maybe get together. And accepting the objection instead of trying to overcome it. You're not going to overcome the objection every single time. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that if you keep overcoming objections, you'll get no, that's not what's going to happen. People are people. But if you can go a little deeper on the first call and overcome one objection, and then the next time you overcome the next objection, and the more objections you overcome, the less objections they have to throw at you. Because I promise you what's going to happen, Bill, is you're going to overcome the objection. You're going to say to them, you're going to do the old script. Hey, Bill, this is Paul Baxter over at the Legacy Mortgage Group. Listen, I've heard that you are serious about growing your real estate business, and I would love to treat you to a cup of coffee and see if I may be able to help you build your real estate business. I'm asking for 15 or 20 minutes of your time. Is Thursday at 3 or Friday at 2 better for you? And you say to me, ooh, I'm sure busy. And I say to you, well, Bill, I can appreciate that, man. Listen, that makes it even more important that I want to get together with you for 15 or 20 minutes. I'd love to pick your brain, get to know what it is that you're doing that's keeping you so busy right now, because that's awesome that you're busy in your real estate business, because quite frankly, there's a lot of agents that aren't. Could I sit down with you for 15 minutes at your office and just kind of pick your brain about what some of the things you're doing are? And the next objection out of that is going to be, oh, Bill, well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. But listen, I'm already working with a lender, right? That's the next one right after that. As soon as you overcome that first one, that next objection's coming. Oh, Bill, thank you so much for that. And you know what? Maybe sometime I could do that with you. But listen, Bill, honestly, I'm already working with another lender. Well, of course you are. Listen, you wouldn't be as busy as you are if you didn't already have a lender that you're working with. And listen, I respect and can appreciate that. But let me ask you, is your lender able to get every single deal done? And if not, I'd love to interview for the opportunity to be the number 2 on your list. Why not that? That's fantastic. You're of course working with another lender. You wouldn't be as busy as you are if you weren't, playing on the ego. But listen, I'm known for helping my partners grow their business through tools, systems, and strategies. And I'm just looking for a few minutes to sit down with you and kind of show you some of the things that I can do. I'm not looking for every deal that you have coming through, but if we could partner on 1 or 2 of them, and I can show you how good I am at getting to the closing table, maybe there's something there for that. But that's secondary to what I'm looking to do. I just really want to get to know you a little bit. Thursday at 3 okay for you? You'll find ways to overcome, and as the objections come, it may take 3 or 4 phone calls of 1 objection this time, 2 objections the next time there's 3 objections you got to overcome. But the more you overcome, you're gonna whittle it down. And as our good friend Alan likes to say, you're buying brain cells every single time, my friend, every single time. All right, guys, girls, that's it for today. That's all the time we've got, and I think I've exhausted all the questions in here. Let me just double check on the question thingy. Yeah, it looks like Yep, I got all the questions in here. So thank you guys so much. And girls, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I certainly appreciate you investing your time with me. And I hope that your investment of time was met with a return of knowledge greater than that investment. Thank you so much. I appreciate every one of you. We will be right back here on Monday. Listen, tomorrow's Friday top producer class, going to be a good one. We're doing a follow-up on the realtor needs assessment. Remember, we're going to go into the commitment letter, which is what you're doing in that second meeting. James, you got to make sure you're on this one, because that's really is going to load your lips for what to do in that second meeting when you're setting up that second chance meeting. We're going to dive right into it. It's called the commitment letter, and we'll go step by step through it, how to use it, and all that good stuff. That ends the current link. So on Monday, you need to keep your eyes open for the new daily mastermind class link. So Monday, keep your eyes open for the new daily class link, daily mastermind class link. I will set it up to run for the month of August, so you'll sign up one time or register one time, and you'll be good for the rest of the classes. But just make sure you're keeping your eyes open for that on Monday for the new class link. Tomorrow, same class link for the Friday Top Producer, so you're good to go there. I'll look forward to seeing you guys on that class. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and we'll see you right back here, same time, same place on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody.